I discovered the frequency of wealth and it changed my life. Now, to fill you in on this, I need to tell you a story. So if you're looking to make truckloads of money and live a really cool life, give this video a thumbs up. It means the world. So when I was 20 years old, I had a crazy epiphany. I was living in Chico, California at the time. I was living with my first girlfriend, my first real relationship, and we were up there for the summer living with her family in this beautiful house in Chico right by Bidwell Park. And I hit the first streak of depression, like adult depression that I'd ever felt. Now it wasn't like clinical depression. I wasn't I was able to get out of bed. I was fine, but for some reason I just felt like there was this dark cloud hanging over me and I had no idea why. And at that time I had just started my first real business that was starting to work. It was an Amazon FBA business. We were selling a couple hundred textbooks a month on Amazon and eBay, but mostly Amazon. And it was working pretty well. But for some reason, there was just this feeling of lack, a bit of feeling of discontentment in my life. And I think that's what brought on this cloud. And it's ironic because in Chico in the summer, it's 100 degrees out. Again, beautiful house, swimming pool. It's like everything should be so good. And I couldn't figure out, why did I feel off? Now, looking back, I know exactly why I felt off, and I'll share that here in a minute. But what I want to first touch on is what I did to start changing that. And I didn't realize it at the time, but the change that I made has had a ripple effect that's lasted the last 10 years. You see, I'll be 30 years old this month, and what I learned during that summer has continued to ring true in my life. And frankly, when I think about all the goodness in my life, a lot of it links back to what I experienced over those 3 months. And so what I started doing was this. I got a pen and a piece of paper. Now I have no idea why this came to me. It just came to me. It was like a divine download, if you will. This was before the era of journaling was the thing to do. I got a pen and a paper, and before I would go to bed at night, I would just write down the things that I was grateful for that was right in front of me. Now, I'm sure you've heard about gratitude journaling. I promise you there's more to this story. So I started just writing down, I'm so grateful for the vanilla ice cream I had before bed. I'm so grateful to have been able to watch a movie on a beautiful TV screen. I'm so grateful for the warm weather today. I tried to stay away from the platitudes of I'm grateful for my family. I tried to bring it to what was in my immediate environment, what I experienced that day. And like that, something started to shift. And what started happening is I noticed after a week of doing this, there was this subtle euphoria and kind of a playfulness that got brought out of me. You see, it's only looking back that I recognized what the problem was. And the problem was I was living from a place of lack. I had this business, it was doing okay, but it wasn't doing good enough. There was this giant gap, this chasm that I couldn't cross, and I lived in that state of, I want it so bad, and I don't have it. And I kept on reinforcing that I don't have it, that I don't have it. I need it, I don't have it. You see, I had a psycho level of burning desire in me. Truly a psycho burning desire. I can't stress that enough. And that was potent, but the problem was I was just reinforcing this giant gap. And so as I started writing in this little journal at night, over time a little bit of playfulness got brought out of me. I don't know what it was. It was this creative energy of, anything's possible. I mean, look at all the goodness in my life right now. I started focusing on what I had and not what I didn't have. Now, there were acute effects that hit me immediately like I described, but the long tail effects, the life-changing effects, have only started to rear their head in the last few years. And what I learned in that process, or rather what I learned in the process of looking back and doing a post-mortem on that situation, is wealth loves the frequency of gratitude. The frequency of I have enough. I have plenty. It's overflowing. It's wild. The more I feel like that, the more gets delivered and delivered and delivered and delivered. And it's only now with hindsight that I look back and I say, aha, maybe that's the difference. Because back then I had little, and all I did was reinforce that I had little. And once I started to reinforce that, no, I do have so much, things started happening. Now, I don't know about you guys, this is probably the slowest manifestation ever. I mean, it took years, like literally 5+ years, until I started to see the fruits of those beliefs. But I know in my heart that there is a one-to-one connection. Sure, you could rule this out and just say, Sumner, these are anecdotes. It was hard work and persistence that got you there. The problem is, I know plenty of people that are hardworking and are persistent that have nothing to show for it. There's something so much bigger at play beyond just your actions in this 3D. Hard work is a constant. And so 10 years later, this habit persists. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I am by no means perfect at this. I miss days of writing it down. I go sometimes months without writing it down. But I believe that I've encoded my brain to look at the world in a certain way, regardless if I write it down in here, where I'm always looking at the glass half full. I'm always reminding myself of how much I have and how grateful I am for what I have. In fact, most nights when I'm falling asleep, the last words that I hear falling asleep are, I'm so grateful for today. I'm so grateful for this bed I'm in. I'm so grateful for my partner. I'm so grateful for this beautiful dog on the foot of my bed. I'm so grateful to live in Bali. I'm so grateful to have vitality and health and energy. And those are the words I hear when I'm falling asleep. Now, if you're struggling right now, you probably say, Sumner, this sounds so goofy. This sounds so stupid. Just give me strategies, give me tactics. But I promise you, this is one of those tactical things you can possibly do. And this is the stuff I used to laugh at. You know, when I was a kid, my mom would make me watch the movie The Secret, which is a movie about manifestation. And I thought this stuff was ridiculous. I said, this is so stupid. I was very much living in the physical, like you do a thing, you get a thing. There's no way you could think a thing into existence. And while the truth is somewhere in the middle, you gotta have both. There is something to be said about being an energetic match for what you want. And I guarantee you what you want in life will not come from a place of lack. There's no way. You want the good life. You want the goods. The trouble is, you gotta act like you already have it. And it's not faking it till you make it. It is by being grateful for what is in front of you right now. And gratitude. And that is why I believe that gratitude is the frequency of wealth. And the more I play with this energy, the more goodness shows up in my life. I'm telling you. And even beyond just the manifestations or the results that you get, the money or whatever, the real key is how you feel. You feel so good when you're coming from that place. You feel light, you feel free. That sense of lack feels heavy, it feels stiff, it feels like a burden to carry. You're carrying this mountain of things that I don't have, but I so dearly want. Instead, say, this is all the things I have. Thank you. I'm so grateful. And watch what shows up in your life. So my recommendation to you, whether life is good or life is bad in this season, start recognizing what you do have. Start embodying that energy of I'm so grateful, and start by doing the things that are right in your environment. The sun shining in my face, the beautiful garden back there behind me, whatever it is. You watching this video, I'm grateful for you for watching this. Start there and watch your life change. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.